Dobar dan i dobrodošli. Sit down and relax as we are about to read some webtoons and manga. I recommend purchasing the official scans or translations and reading along with those open as well, for a better reading experience and to support the creators behind the works that I react to in my streams. Links are in the description. You can find me on YouTube, Twitch, and Patreon, so subscribe to or follow some European chick if you want to read along and suggest what to read next. Now without further ado, let's read.
Chainsaw Man. Oh, you have no idea what I went through all this time. This was so difficult to get to work. OBS fucked me over a lot. And hello everyone. I'm an hour late, I know. I'm sorry. It's... technology hates me, so... yeah. I actually started the stream once and saw that I hadn't fixed something in OBS and quickly stopped the stream and closed OBS, opened it again and fixed the stuff. And I could surprisingly start the stream again without doing anything in YouTube Studio, so thank fuck, at least that makes a lot easier. Alright, now, without any further hold up, let me just get into chapter 108. You have no idea what I've been through today, okay? So if I seem super done with life, it's because life isn't easy for me. Epi knows what I'm talking about. Because he was trying to help me. It was a lot. We were struggling for 3 hours. For 3 hours to get things to work in OBS. I expected it to take like maybe an hour, but to be safe, I told Epi, let's start 2 hours before I have to start streaming. Nope, we need 3 hours. So I vastly underestimated my bad luck with all these platforms. Now, finally, I can read chapter 108 of Chainsaw Man, and because I've seen there's a lot of hype around it. Oh yeah, pose. Hold on. Oh, let me just hide the chat. Bitch. I said hide. Hide. Thank you. I look so orange, is that okay? Let me just... that looks a little better. Now I look pale as fuck. Pose for the thumbnail. What should I look like? Is it gonna be like a surprising chapter or like... how... you look so good to... thank you. Wow. Is it the blue? Does the blue make me look prettier? I'm just happy you're here and finally starting the reaction to the anime as well. Yes. Yes. The reaction to the anime is what made OBS go crazy because of the settings. It was a lot. Okay. I think I showed enough of my face right now. And I can go back to small Elda. To comic Elda. Just do all emotions. We can't spoil. It's a surprise chapter. All emotions? Moses, you're looking at your favorite Vocaloid producer. Ooh! Bao-chan! That's my pose for my favorite Vocaloid producer. Actually, Aluvi might become my all-time favorite. Hello, everyone. Okay, I think I posed enough, right, Epi? I don't care. I'm gonna go read now, because... as you're seeing, perhaps... I mean, it's like that on my end, but OBS is a little clunky when it comes to the transitions between the scenes now. It's... What can I do? What can I do? It is what it is. Hello, it's my first time watching you in stream. Hello, welcome. Sorry if my English is bad, I'm from... We're very international here. No one cares, okay? As long as we can communicate with hands and feet, we're fine. So don't worry about that. Ah, go back! Okay, so the last thing that I remember in chapter 107, it ended with Yoru switching with Asa, and when the Justice Devil, Yuko, was reading Asa's mind, she was like, "No, you can't do that, bitch! You can't do that, Asa!" And I'm like, what you gonna do? I'm curious. And also Yoru can't be read while Asa is taking over the body, so maybe Yoru is planning something while Asa is conscious. Okay. You killed a bunch of people. Yeah. See? Asa? See? Justice is not necessarily kind. Not that many. What the fuck? What? You killed a bunch of people. Not that many. Like, what's a lot? What's a bunch? Define it. Okay? One or two? Pff, that's basically nothing. Just ignore it. Only 3 or 4. Oh, poof. Oopsie. Only 3 or 4. What's a bunch? A bunch, I would say, is like maybe 20. And I didn't do that, so I'm not bad. The gun devil killed over 1 million people. What kind of logic and argumentation is this bitch using? That is insane. Like, if you're a mass shooter in a school and you killed a bunch of kids, and people are like, why did you do that? And you're like, for justice. And they were like, no, you killed people. You're like, but Hitler killed 6 million. Okay. Okay. I mean... Oh, come on. We're just 4 people. She already lost count. Yeah. The gun devil killed over 1 million people. Plus, I only killed bad ones. But the Jews and Roma and Slavic people and disabled people and homosexual people, they were bad too, you know? So Hitler wasn't bad either. Now we can say 6 million people, yeah, that's a bunch. I only killed 3 or 4. And they were bad. I hope I don't get banned anywhere for saying this. This sounds very bad out of context, but I hope it was obvious that I'm being sarcastic. Okay? Hitler was bad. Okay? Genocide is bad. Okay? Mass murderers are bad. I just want to say that to be safe. Like I said, you don't need to do what you're thinking. What is she thinking? Yoru, tell me how to make weapons! Okay. I doubt that would make a strong weapon. Just do it. Touch something that belongs to you and call its name. I'm telling you, there is no point. So what? What? Super strong uniform sword. What? What? Something that, yeah, she's not holding anything. The only real thing that she has around her is literally only the things that are touching her skin. Maybe her hair tie. Like, I would not take something that is attached to my body and belongs to me, you know? I wouldn't, like, pull my hair and say, oh, turn into a weapon, please. So yeah, this is the only thing here. I bet if she had her backpack somewhere, she could have used that, but right now, I'm trying to look for excuses why she's getting naked, dude. But yeah, this is the only thing that's there at the moment. I mean, she had her shoes too, I guess. And her socks, I guess. You already tried to use her other things to make weapons. Yeah. That's not a good sword. Also, why was Yuko panicking? Like, why was she like, don't get naked? That's unnecessary. It's not gonna help. Like, why was she panicking just because she's gonna be undressed? I thought she was about to touch Yuko because Yuko cares about Asa, right? And Yoru said she can turn people who care about her into weapons. So I thought Asa was gonna touch Yuko. And that would turn her into a weapon and kind of destroy her, but she just used her own uniform, and Yuko was panicking for what? If you see a spoiler in chat, right-click and delete the message. Yeah. And welcome to the mod team, Dagger Scullery. You deserve it. But this is not as crunchy scenes. Uniform, strong sword. I forgot she gave it a name. Super strong uniform sword. Why is she giving it a name? Yuko! I'll solve my bullying problem myself. Stay out of it. So why was Yuko panicking because of the uniform? I don't get it. Don't make me slice you up to stop you. Jeez, Asa, think about it. If I kill bullies in a notorious devil attack, bullies across Japan will get scared and bullying could decrease. No. There's studies on, for example, the death penalty, and if it really deters crime, and no, it doesn't. It just doesn't. So, this is wrong. But it sounds fascist, so it's in line with Yuko so far. It could stop altogether, not just yours, but all the bullying in Japan. No. No. It's not how it works. Hello? Like, look. Rape, for example, in the family, right? Between married couples, was not outlawed. It happened. Now it is outlawed. And it happens. I mean, you have severe punishment for rape, and it still happens. It's more dominant where it's not being punished, yeah, but it can't make it go to 0. Like, even if there was a death penalty for rape, it's still gonna happen at the same rate as, outlawing it, but with prison sentences. It's still gonna happen. But yeah. It could stop altogether. No, we've elaborated on that. I mean, a society where rape is normalized, of course, there it's going to be rampant and there's not going to be any punishment. But where you say rape is bad and you punish it, it doesn't then matter if you punish it with the death penalty or with prison sentences. It's not going to make any difference. So yeah, death penalties are useless for deterring people from doing crime. That's the entire point that I was trying to make. Not just yours, but all the bullying in Japan. Next page. And then I could become a symbol of justice too. I could be like Chainsaw Man. Yuko, what the fuck? Chainsaw Man never killed people. He maybe left people to die passively, but he never actively killed people. See, this is why justice... It doesn't work like that. What does Chainsaw Man have to do with this? Do you even hear yourself? Yuko, when you made your contract, what did you... Oh, this is now Yoru talking, not Asa. Yuko, when you made your contract, what did you give the devil in exchange for its power? There was no give. I only received. That's not a contract, then. When I was given this power, I received a heart that shines with the light of justice along with it. Yeah, it took your humanity away. That's what was taken away. Now you're like the embodiment of justice, whatever your personal justice is, Yuko, but your humanity is gone. Well, I have one more bully to kill. Asa, go put on some clothes. Wait, stop! What kind of discussion is that? I'm only going to cut off your legs. Sorry. Take this. Oh no. Weak. Damn it! I told you it was pointless. Then why was she panicking so much? She could have just said, Asa, that's pointless. Don't do it. You're just gonna lose your clothes. Or was she like, no, don't do it, Asa! It's not worth it! I don't understand. It was like it was built up for something more, but then Fujimoto decided otherwise. For me, punishment via clinical trials is better. Evil scumbags get a chance to help humans by becoming lab rats. The thing is... let's not talk about crime and how to punish people or how to re-socialize them. Let's not talk about that and what type of punishment to give who, because the question is not, do some people deserve this or that kind of treatment as a punishment? That's not the question. The question is, should we allow the state to have that much power to give this kind of treatment to people? Because solving crimes, believe it or not, it's not just something happens, you find the culprit, and then they get their exact punishment. It's not like that. In an ideal world, somewhere in a utopia, maybe. But it's not like that. Criminals, when they have a lot of money, they can walk free in a lot of cases, or the trial is just postponed, or it just takes a long time for them to get any punishment, or they're like in isolation, or like being protected in a witness protection program, even though they did do a crime. Like, let's take again rape, okay? If a rapist was caught, but it was known that he's part of an entire circle of rapists, like a rape circle. He would get to have a deal with the police by giving the police the name of the entire circle, and therefore either walk free or have a very minute punishment. So the justice system isn't just this clean cut where something happens, the culprit is found, and the state deals with it in a perfectly normal way, how everyone deserves it. No, unfortunately, things are in the entire process of finding the culprit, of putting them to justice. A lot of things can go wrong and do go wrong, and sometimes personal interests or interests of an entire group of people are taken so much into consideration that the real goal of finding a culprit and putting them to justice is secondary. And when things go wrong, like the worst thing that could happen is that you're wrongfully accused of a crime, right? But if you confess to it, no matter if you did it or not, maybe you were pressured, maybe you were mentally ill, maybe you were tortured in a different type of way, right? Because some interrogations, they can be torture, like not just physical, just mental torture. Then, or even if you didn't say that you did it, if you plead that you're not guilty, that you didn't do it, but all these indications are there, and the motive would be there, and there's DNA, like, and then you go to prison wrongfully. And 25 years later, when they realize that they did a mistake, that the government did a mistake, yeah, you're being compensated monetarily. But what about the time? What about the freedom? What about the family and everything else you lost during those 25 years? But at least they have their life back, and they were being compensated, and a wrong was being addressed by the government. If the death penalty, for example, was there, or like you said, experimentation, scientific experimentation, then there are things that you cannot make good anymore. You can't go back and make it right again. So, as I said, it isn't a question whether some vile, evil people deserve to have that type of treatment. It's about whether you trust the state enough and want to give it enough power to deal with its people in that way. And I would say no. That's just my opinion. I would say no. I said we're not going to talk about crime and how to deal with it, and then I went on an entire tangent. I'm dumb. I said no, and then I just fucking rambled on. Weak. Damn it, I told you it was pointless. What's wrong with the neck? What's wrong with her neck? You can't stop. Okay, that was wrong with her neck. It was getting cut up. Cut up by who? You can't stop. What the fuck is that? What the fuck cut up this bitch in such a clean way? Was that Asa? No way. She didn't even touch her. She just whacked the sword away. No way that was Asa. And Denji can't do that. What the fuck happened? Oh no, poor her. Yeah! Strong? What the fuck? Was that possible? How? How? You've surprised me. It was her? It was her. Why? How? 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 Her sword was whacked away by Yuko. It was whacked away. I saw it. It was whacked away. She didn't even touch Yuko. And she just used her uniform. Was her uniform that attached to her? Okay, it was attached to her skin, so... But how? I still don't get it. Yeah, strong. You surprised me. The swords I made out of people I killed were always average. But... Sure, but... My mom bought me that uniform before she died. I didn't mean to do this, though. So Asa was attached to that uniform. It wasn't that the uniform was attached to her. She was attached to her uniform. The uniform meant a lot to her. That's why. So there has to be a certain type of reciprocity in the emotions. Because Yodo said she just needs people who like her to turn them into weapons. But Asa chose something that she likes to turn it into a weapon. I didn't mean to do this, though. Oh, and now she remembers. What was the chicken's name again? What was the chicken's name again? What? Bucky, yes, Bucky. Ugh. Yuko? Dash. Yuko, are you dying? Don't die. Oh my god. Oh my god. Do you want to save her? Who the fuck are you? Huh? I can save her. Do you want to? Who the fuck are you? Yes. Anything for my little sister. Bitch, another one of the horsemen! Your little sister? Yeah. Why is this school filled with devils? What the fuck kind of school is this? Also... I like her moles. I like her earrings. I'm not sure about the hair, but I like her moles and her earrings. Your little sister? We're devil hunters. We were notified about the devil attack. Why did I read it like it's kids playing devil hunters? Does anyone know where it was last seen? Go. Oh my fucking god. Oh my god, what now? What the hell did this bitch do? What the fuck? Also, okay, so we have war, conquest, domination, pestilence. We have death. And we have hunger, right? So, hunger, I mean, famine. Death and famine are left. I think this is death. I think that's death. War, death, hunger, I think. We need Makima return. The earrings she's wearing look like Puchta's tail. A little bit, yeah. I think that's death. But... I'm not sure, but I think that's death. Because she said she could heal... her... Do you want me to save her? I can save her. And she was dying. So I think the only thing that could save a dying person was death. That makes no sense, but the death devil. I think. So I think that's death. Very interesting. That was a good chapter. Not what I expected, to be honest. Because I wasn't sure how Wars, Yoru's power works. I need to just go back. Oh, she looks so dead here. She's so catatonic. Yeah, she died. Yuko died, and I think the death devil brought her back even more powerful. So we learned more about Yoru, Asa, Asa's power, Yoru's power. That was insane. That was not what I expected. Like, she didn't even really touch Yuko with that. But Yuko touched the sword, so maybe that's worth it. I did not expect Asa to get naked in this chapter. I did not expect her uniform sword to matter this, and like to make this much damage, and I didn't expect her uniform to mean this much to her. And I didn't expect already the other apocalyptic horsemen to show up so soon into the manga. We're only 11 chapters into part 2. And we already have the third horseman. Dying also, remember, demons can heal with blood. Yeah, the earring might be the scales of pestilence. That's why it's her little sister. But she's already dead. Maybe she feed her with another devil's flesh. I don't know. What if the horsemen are siblings? I mean, yeah. I've seen 2 panels and I'm already loving the design. Something about her is so satisfying yeah, same here. I'm not sure about her haircut. But I like that we can see her eyebrows, so the bangs are rather short. And I like her earrings, eyes, of course, and her moles. I like her. She's pretty. I think these... What the fuck? I think these, Oh, no. I think these devils have taste. They have specific types of people that they want to make contracts with. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing here. And they just go for pretty people. So if a devil ever comes to you, I guess that's a compliment. I am curious about what type of entity this girl is, because Makima was a human in her own right. She resembled a human, but she was a devil. She didn't... Hold the fuck up! I thought Makima resembled a human because she was a devil that was friendly towards humans. But what if the devil just entered a woman with red hair and braids and didn't let her switch consciousness? What if the only way these horsemen can come into this world is also just by taking over a human body? Just like Yoru and Asa, even though Yoru is weakened, right? But what if Nayuta? Oh my god, what if Nayuta is just a girl from, where was she found? China? Somewhere in China? I don't know. Just a Chinese kindergartner who suddenly got overtaken by the domination devil. God damn. Like, I believe that this schoolgirl used to be a normal girl, just like Asa, and then got her consciousness overtaken. Or maybe she shares the conscious. Okay. What if it's not like that, and Horsemen cannot enter Control? Yes, Control was the devil's name, yeah. Yeah, what if Makima and the rest are fiends and their facial deformity is the eyes? Exactly. What if the Horsemen show their fiendness with the eyes only? So maybe it wasn't that the Control devil is so friendly towards humans and that's why it's human in appearance. What if it's taken over a human and now a child in China? Damn. What? It's just funny to think about, because if the Control devil had taken over a man's body, we wouldn't have the entire fucking story with Denji, because Denji ain't gay. He was just looking for a mom, like a woman. Like, his sexuality and also his drive to be loved by a mother figure, they kind of overlapped. You can't put those two apart. He's confused. So an attractive woman helped him be chained to Makima. But if the Control devil had taken over a man, we wouldn't have the entire fucking story of Chainsaw Man. Oh my god. Yeah, maybe fiends can't make contracts. Maybe it was just... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it is contracts, but contracts were, these horsemen switch consciousness. Maybe Pochta could switch consciousness too, but Pochta chooses to stay behind, the curtain, wait, and just watch Denji. Just like Pochta said, Denji, show me your dreams. I love listening to them. So show me your dreams, live your life. Maybe it's just because Pochta wants Denji to be happy that she didn't take over the consciousness. But she could. Maybe that's why Denji is still Denji even after the contract with Pochta as his heart. But otherwise, if Pochta wasn't so loving and caring towards Denji, maybe Pochta would have taken over Denji's consciousness. So, I think this is my theory. David, thank you for the donation. I didn't think we would get another Horseman this soon. Same. Fujimoto's pacing is at it again. Looking nice today, by the way. Thank you, thank you. So, damn. Because I thought, okay, maybe Makima looked human because she's friendly towards human. Yoru shares a body. Asa shares her body with the war devil. And this new girl, I'm curious how her partnership with the death, I'm assuming death, could be famine too, but I'm assuming death, devil, how their contract is materialized, how that looks. It would be interesting to see all these different types of coming into existence as a devil into the human world, but maybe it's just the same. Maybe it is constant. Maybe it is the same for every hybrid. I thought it was different for each type of hybrid, like human weapons hybrids and horseman hybrids. Maybe it's different, But maybe it's the same. Maybe it is constant. Maybe it is following one specific logic. And it's all just, sharing a body, but taking over the consciousness. Or just not letting the consciousness come through that often. Maybe. That's just what I'm thinking now. I'm theorizing right now. I guess the fact that there is a contract allows them to be more powerful because there is a downside to sharing a body. My headcanon is that all the 4 horsemen are just naturally waifus. I would not be able to handle male Makima. Big Elder, please, I beg. Oh, sorry, yeah, I forgot. Every time that I talk, I should switch to Big Elder, and I always forget because I'm just so caught up. I don't think that whenever I talk, it's gonna take that long, but it always takes that long, so I don't know why I don't have any trust in me. Grim Reaper, death is probably just a Grim Reaper, yeah. 4 horsemen to be 4 horse women. Somebody donate and tell what the 4 horsemen are women. Shouldn't we rename them as the 4 horse women? So I'm gonna have Elda on speed dial. I wonder if that's just a rule for the horsemen or if they all got weakened by Puchta. I'm wondering a lot of things too. But this new thought that Makima could have just been a random woman going shopping and then the control devil taking over, like making a contract with her. Maybe Makima was a suicidal woman who wanted to jump or just fucking die, or was already jumping and dying. Who the fuck knows? And then the control devil was like, perfect conditions met right now. I'm gonna take over from here. But that would be a fiend. Anyway, it's just funny to think that Makima was just a random ass woman that happened to look hot and on par with Denji's tastes. Because if that control devil had taken over a man, or any other type of woman, it could be a woman that just wasn't to Denji's taste, that was just not pretty enough to him, an old woman or anything, and it would have not worked. And now the control devil, it's also funny to think that the control devil now was just so weakened when they were reborn into the human world that they could just take over a human child, a kindergartner, and switch consciousness with that girl. And maybe take over the consciousness for most of the time. Maybe Makima wasn't always, like the control devil wasn't always in control of Makima's consciousness. Maybe sometimes the woman that she was before she turned into Makima peeked through, but off scene, and we just don't know. Damn. Ooh. But why did it come back? Did the control devil get insta-killed when she reincarnated in hell? Probably because she was weakened. Probably. I don't know. Because the thing is also, how could the control devil keep memories of how hell was before she was in the human world, right? Angel, the angel devil, said that all the devils that he has talked to in the human world say they don't remember anything from their life before they were reborn into the human world. They just remember the sound of a chainsaw. So no one remembers anything from their previous life. Yet Makima does. So the question is, Nayuta, the little girl, the kindergartner, does she still have Makima's memory, but can't articulate it because her brain isn't that developed, her speech isn't that developed, and because Makima was so weakened, she can't switch easily between the little girl and her own consciousness. Maybe that's why Nayuta was behaving like a little girl, but also pointing at Denji and saying dog, maybe that was Makima's memories. Because I think Makima could be the only devil, perhaps, that retains their memory throughout the human world, the hell world, and so on. So maybe Nayuta, the little girl, isn't a new character that just has the control devil at its heart. Maybe it's still fucking Makima. Maybe it's still the personality of the control devil that inhabited Makima, retaining all the memories, but being so weak that she could just enter a child, and so weak that she can't really switch consciousness with the child that easily. She can't articulate it in basic words, perhaps, like pointing at Denji and saying dog, to show that, hey, I'm still there. It's still me, bitch. But not being, evolved enough mentally to do much. Now this is my new headcanon. I like this theory. But if Fujimoto says, nah, bitch, you're wrong, and actually this is taking place, and surprises me, I'm gonna be just as happy as long as it makes sense, of course, like always. And let's be honest, Fujimoto surprises us in good ways all the time. But for now, this is what I think. For the longest time, I used to think... Damn, I'm just repeating myself at this point, but... maybe Prophecy of Nayuta? You mean Prophetic Nayuta, that one shot? Or Nayuta's Prophecy? Is not just a reference, but actually canon. I found your videos a few days ago and they're so interesting to watch. Oh, thank you, Andrea. Thank you. Welcome. Don't think so. I mean, the whole thing about Control Domination Devil is looking somewhat powerful. I believe it's something like her child state is just her weak form, just like Pochita was a dog. So, Leonardo, you think Makima, like Nayuta and Makima, are the pure devil form, born into the human world. That's fine. I used to think that too. Now, I'm doubting it and thinking maybe the same thing happened just like with Asa and this other schoolgirl. Yeah, war also remembers stuff like nuclear weapons. Exactly, so maybe these 4 horsemen are the devils that can retain memory. Maybe they're the only ones that can retain memory over their incarnations and reincarnations. Damn. Maybe there's other types of devils. Maybe the primal fears can remember shit too. But they don't exactly talk, right? They don't communicate like humans do. Damn. But if we remember, War looked like a bird before it switched to Asa. Now, did War reincarnate as a bird, like a demon that looks like a bird, or was the War Devil just so weak that they could only take over a bird's body? That's another question. But yeah. Very similar to Yuko from Pochita. That was my interpretation. Could be, yeah. It doesn't really matter. What matters is that I think that the same thing happened, like the same thing that happened with Asa happened to Makima, and now Nayuta. That's what I think right now. Until we get more hints, I'm gonna believe that, because that just flips entire concepts that I had before on their head. Like, we wouldn't have the entire fucking story of Chainsaw Man if that control devil had just taken over a guy's body. Damn. But okay, I think I talked enough. That was a good chapter and a good discussion, I think. But I think that's enough for today. In 10 minutes, I'll be watching the first episode. And the second and third, I'll be watching tomorrow, okay? Today I'll be watching the first episode. The audio is gonna be muted. The video itself is gonna be censored. But I'll be hearing everything, and that's what matters, okay? You'll be able to somewhat follow what's happening if you look at the tiny screen that I'm gonna show. Look, I'm gonna show to you what it will look like. So you decide if you want to enter or not. Here, that's the size of the video screen that's gonna be there, and the chat is gonna be like this, okay? But yeah, it's gonna look like that. If you wanna come by, watch me react to the first episode. And as I said, the other episodes tomorrow. Control Devil just naturally looks like human if you... oh my god, too much. Maybe the more times you get killed in hell, the more weak you get. Yoda said that she was eaten by Chainsaw Man again. A part of her got eaten. Just a chunk of her got eaten, which also proposed a new thing for us, that it isn't just that you have to eat an entire devil and then that fear in the human world disappears. You can also just eat bits and pieces of a devil and then only certain aspects of them disappear in the human fear and consciousness and history. So we're getting... I love the lore that's being explored right now throughout these chapters of part 2. I love it. We're getting so many new questions, so many new possibilities, so many new theories, so much new action. That's good. I love it. I love it. Maybe the Asa human part of Makima was alive for long, and one day Conquest got the whole control. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe. Given the fact that the new character called War her little sister, I bet Makima and the other 4 horsemen were supposed to be woman devils. No. Look, I said that in a Twitter thread, but fears are genderless, okay? The materialized forms of fears, devils, they're genderless, they're sexless. They don't have any sexual orientation, no sex, and therefore no gender, because they don't have a society based on specific roles for each sex. They don't have that. Because each devil, they also don't reproduce. The only way for a new devil to appear is for a new fear to appear, okay? So if there is no basis for reproduction, you don't have sex, you don't have gender. I think when they get into the human world, we also saw the leech devil say the bat devil was her boyfriend. So it's using, again, gendered language. But I think it ties into the other theory that I have, namely that these fears that are born from humans and are now entire entities called demons, they're trying to separate themselves from humanity and become human too. Therefore, they're, let's say, being reincarnated into the human world because they call Chainsaw Man and say, hey, help me, because they know they're gonna die that way, and be reborn into the human world, perhaps, where they have the chance to separate themselves from humans, but also imitate their characters, just like human relationships, romantic relationships were emulated by the bat devil and the leech devil. And then, even Power. Power. There was no reason for her to form such an intimate bond with a fucking cat. She was drinking cow's blood, bear's blood, and whatever blood in the woods. But this cat she cared for. So it's also, again, and she became more and more human and forming more and more human connections in this world. These devils also have like a fan cult and a hero of hell. They're emulating human behavior. It's not that they have gender, sex, and sexual orientation. It's that they're emulating human behavior. They have their own personalities, right? Power has her own personality that is totally different from Violence's, totally different from Angels, totally different from which other fiend do we have? Except for Violence, Makima. We have Beam, totally different from him. So they all have different personalities. And there's no reason for a fear to have personality. Look at the Darkness Devil. The Darkness Devil is just cosmic horror. It's just fear in and of itself. Whereas these fears that are reborn into the human world as demons, they have personalities. They're trying to separate themselves from humanity and become emancipated and also human. That's what I theorize. So it's not that they have gender, it's that they're emulating human behavior and human speech and so on. So when this new devil came and called Yoru her little sister, it's just because Yoru looks like a girl right now in that body of hers, in Asa's body. And she is in a human female body. Maybe they even have a preference in which gender they take over. Maybe, who knows? Maybe if you could choose, you would also pick a different gender to be. If you had the choice, maybe you'd pick something entirely different. And they have the choice, these devils have the choice, so they pick something that they want to experience. Like, they know, let's say, how women are treated and seen in society, and they're like, yeah, I want to experience that shit. So I'm gonna be a woman now. That's what I'm thinking. The funniest thing about Violence Devil is that he wasn't violent. Yeah, at least not in the fiend form. Yeah, because the human consciousness remained a little bit. He remembers his host body's life and got tamed that way too. So yeah. If we assume that gender is a social construct, which it is, yes, which it is, then Denji nurturing Pochita and telling him stories of girls would be the only reason to say that Pochita is a boy, maybe. I don't know. Yes, exactly. And just like I am a girl, I arbitrarily chose she and her pronouns for Pochita because she's mine. That's my Pochita. So this devil that I love so much, Pochita, in the manga, I'm using she and her pronouns for... I don't... please. So yeah. This is it. I think we talked a lot, and enough today. But yeah, they have personalities, because I think they're just trying to become... They're trying to evolve, right? Because there's no reason for devils that are actually humanity's enemies, right? There's no reason for them to be friendly with humans and form relationships and try to emulate them. I think they're trying to evolve, to become something different. Like from a larva to a... what's it called? Butterfly. Maybe the fear stage, where they're enemies of humanity, is the larva stage and they're trying to become butterflies, or something like that. Or going from fish to bird, something like that. Okay, look at evolution. Again, so much lore of an unnamed character design, which I love nerding out over. Exactly. Okay, now this is it for the chapter discussion. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. And in 5 minutes, I'll be streaming the anime, the first episode. Join me if you wanna. Do you think Makima was the first human form the control devil took on Earth? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Because the question is, how long have these devils existed in this universe? Have they just appeared now all of a sudden? Due to what? Or have they, in that universe, in the Chainsaw Man universe, always been a part of their life? Like, of that universe? Something to think about. Because if it happened somewhere within human history, like there was a point where all of a sudden devils became manifested fears in the human world, then I would ask myself why. There's also, okay, my god, we could be getting into physics. I'm not a physicist. I wanted to study physics, but I'm so bad at math that I had to give up on it. But I still try to keep in touch with it, okay? But again, I'm not smart enough. I do not know my stuff about physics. I'm just an enthusiast. But the law of the universe so far as we know it is entropy. Do you know that? Which means that things go from order to chaos. Laws of physics become different over time. Like, the time arrow just goes into one direction and one direction only, and along this direction, physical laws that govern the universe change, and it is only in this time where we are that this entropy is not yet, like, okay, maybe if it was, okay, I don't know how to explain this. But we can make sense of the laws right now because these laws allowed for us to exist at this time, in this place of the universe. And maybe in a billion years, the laws would have changed and the makeup of the universe would have changed so much that our human intelligent life wouldn't even be possible. Like, or maybe 100 billion years, who the fuck knows? But right now, it happened right now because the conditions were met. They were ideal for that. And right now, we can make out laws of physics. We're still struggling with a lot of things in the universe, but we're getting closer to finding out how our universe works, right? So maybe in this universe, in the Chainsaw Man universe, the laws just changed so much that different planes of existence, the human world and the hell world that was born out of human imagination and experience, could merge because the laws of physics are just different. The entropy level rate is higher in that universe. And maybe, or maybe something happened within that timeline. If during the human history, everything used to be normal, and then all of a sudden it was possible for devils to become human fears manifested into the human world. Maybe somewhere at some time in a different plane, universe, or part of this universe, something happened for this merger to happen, for the laws of physics to change in that timeline, in that world, for entropy to suddenly increase. So that's just one reason we could conjure to explain to us why devils exist here in the human world. But I don't know, it makes sense that something of the human imagination, born out of experience that humans go through, has its own existence on a different plane, like in a different world. Like if all human imagination born from human experiences was collected in an entirely different universe, and you called that universe hell, and something happened for these universes to collide, and you can switch places because the laws of physics are changing depending on what happened in that history there. It makes sense. Like, you can explain this thing, right? It's not like with Jujutsu Kaisen, for example, where I don't fucking understand what the hell is happening. I can't explain to myself how that makes sense. But in Chainsaw Man, I can make sense of all the things that are happening in some way. In some way, right? And I also like to think that it is sensible, like it does make sense on purpose, that Fujimoto does that on purpose, because remember the Cosmos Devil. The Cosmos Devil has also a specific design, like the Fiend has a specific design with the brain dripping out of the skull, right? What? Oh, there was a bot. But yeah, the brain dripping out of, and the eye just falling out of the skull, and then having an entire library, right? There's something about the cosmos being infinite, the universe being infinite and packed with infinite information, right? That you could put into infinite bookshelves and you would never see the end of it. That will break your mind. So there's also like simulation games or just simulations of this infinity of the universe that you can look through on your computer or whatever. And one is like the Tower of Babel, or the Babylonian library. So the universe being represented as a library is not something that Fujimoto made up himself. And the brain dripping out of Cosmo's skull, basically. It's, you know, this what are they? The Boltzmann brains? Is that what they're called? This theory that among this chaos and everything, like everything, the infinite possibilities of what can happen in the universe, there is a chance that there is just human brains floating around in space without any body, without any, just this human brain, this human consciousness without a body, this type of existence. And that can also happen with all these infinite possibilities of how the universe is going to make things appear, disappear, and happen. So the brain on the Cosmos Devil design, I think that is deliberate too. And the brain like dripping out and forming like a, what's it called, a bow. Because the brain, it looks pretty chaotic inside, but the bow has shape and form, and it's orderly and it makes sense. So we again have this this chaos and order thing, entropy, right? Thing in this entire design of the Cosmos Devil and her realm, where she takes to defeat her enemies. So I think all of it is deliberate. I think just Fujimoto is, he's either doing these things and making them make sense to me, just not on purpose, just it happens, or he is informed and makes informed choices like that deliberately. Saw that in Futurama. It's the law of large numbers. Big empty universe means there's gotta be something out there. Devil designs have been insane. Yeah. But as I said, this Cosmos Devil design makes perfect sense to me. Now, I still don't know why she's only saying Halloween. But maybe there is a deliberate, informed choice behind that word too that I just don't know yet. But again, with the design, the library to represent the universe, the infinite universe and its information, the brain dripping out and forming a bow, the entire thing, I think it's very informed to me. So I think all of the things that are happening with the devils and this universe here in the Chainsaw Man universe, I think they're it all makes sense. Whether it's on purpose or not, it all makes sense to me. I believe that the brain leaking from Cosmos' skull means that nobody can hold the cosmos. Well, yeah, that too. That everyone just goes insane. And that is absolutely true. Alright, I talked even more than I expected to. But now, really, this is gonna be it. In 5 minutes, I'll be streaming the first episode. Okay, just let me go pee, drink a little bit. My voice is getting hoarse. Because I've been talking so much. Not used to talking so much. But yeah, as far as I remember, they take so much information that the only thing they can say is Halloween, but that's most like a skill from the Cosmo Devil particular thing. Yeah, but like, why Halloween? Like, why would they only be able to say Halloween? Why not, I don't know, poop or something like that? That was the question. Got a little lost in a tangent, but hey, all part of the fun. Yeah, nobody can hold the Chainsaw Man theories. Yeah, that too. Okay, this is it. Thank you for coming. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. Sorry for the many tangents. I'll be streaming the anime, the first episode of the anime in 5 minutes. Thank you for coming. Have a nice day, evening, or night, wherever you are, and bye-bye.